Hello, this is Jim Smith. My email is jamesmith@gannanalysis.net if you want to reach me with questions. Website, gannanalysis.net. Register, you get a couple of free reports. So it's worth doing if you're interested in GAN and you want to learn a little bit about GAN. Now today I want to start with a chart with, the square of 9. We're measuring degrees up from low. We're choosing the March 2020 low, and then these lines are degree movements up from that low on the square of 9. Well, what is the square of 9? Glad you asked. If you look at this chart, you can see that we start from 1, rotate outward, we hit 9, that's a completion of the first cycle, or if you will, a 360-degree movement. And if you continue outward, you'll get to 25. So that 9, 25, 49, 81. If you see a pattern here, there is a formula. 9 divided by, 9, square root of 9 is 3. Add 2, that's 5. Square it, that's 25. Take the square root of 25, that's 5. Add 2, that's 7. Square it, you get 49. And you go out to infinity. So that's the other thing I want to mention here. We don't necessarily stop at 6 rings. You can go out to infinity, as far as you want to go. So it's good. You can use the square of 9 for low price stocks, or you can use it for the Nikkei or high priced indices. You can use it on stocks, bonds, Forex, whatever. You can, and note on Forex, you might have to adjust it and, instead of this being 1, you could assume it's 0.1, or 0.01 for a lot of Forex. So you do have to make adjustments if you're dealing with Forex because it's lower price increments, but it still works. So have a try at the square of 9, see what you think. But note here that we have what looks like an iron cross, and that's what we call it. Anything that falls on the iron cross, which is the north, south, east, west axis, is considered a cardinal level. It's more important support or resistance. So, for example, if you get a stock that's trading at 19, it traded down to 19 in sync with the spring or the fall equinox, September 23rd, and it's bouncing off this level, you might say, hey, well, where's it going to go? Maybe it goes to 40 or 69. That would be 360 degrees out from 19, or up, if you will. So how does that work? Yeah, you go around the circle and you come to 40. That's one completion, or one revolution around the square of 9, or 360 degrees. So that's the way that works. If you think about it and you're starting from 1 at the center, you line up with the spring equinox, and then you go 90 degrees to June 21st, the summer solstice, and you go at 180 degrees to the fall equinox. You go 270 degrees to the winter solstice, and then you're back to ground zero, or 360 degrees, March 21st. So you just, that's how when we say 360 degree increments, that's what we're talking about. You're going from 19 to 40, that would be 360 degrees. Or maybe you start from 106 and you go down to 69. That would be 360 degrees. So I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but yeah, from 69 down to 40 would be 360 degrees, or 106 down to 69 would be 360 degrees down or in on the square of 9. So I hope that clarifies that. Here's an example on the S&P. If we start from the March 2020 low at 2191 and we measure degrees up, 360 degrees would be the red line here. This would only be 180, the blue line. And all we're doing, we could put the 90 and 270 degree lines in there, but that's just too many lines. Gets a little cluttered. But notice we got a high on a 360. This high was on a 360, got a low on a 360. This was kind of close to the low at 360. This was a direct hit on a 360, and a 180 gave you a low here. 180 gave you a high. And notice here, we're testing 4332 today. The high tick was 4333, pretty much exact hit. And that lines up with a former high. And note here also the 200-day moving average intersected the square of 9 level at this, at that time. That's what gave you that high. So what we're saying today is maybe this might be an intraday high at 4332. So if you continue to have resistance there, that means next week, maybe if it can't get above this level, maybe it's going to go down. The market will keep pushing until it goes one way or the other. If it can't get above this level, they're going to give up and go the other way. So keep an open mind. If you close above this, if you start breaking out, maybe you go to 4464. But if you can't do that and you take out this next lower level, which is also the level of a former high at 4201, and the 200-day moving average at 4198, well, guess what? You're probably going down. So keep an open mind. Let the market tell you what it wants to do, and you'll be better off. So it's not like the square of 9 is perfect. Sometimes you can measure degrees down from high and get a better indication of what's really the market's vibrating down from high. Sometimes it's vibrating up from low. I look at both. I also look at what we call the static square of 9, which would be those numbers that fall on the iron cross, the cardinal levels. So those are always very important. And then the diagonals are also important. So you look at all of them and you see if you can find some sort of vibration. The market's vibrating. So a stock that goes from 19 to 40 and then tops out, sells off, comes back, goes to 69, sells off, comes back to, and goes, yeah, you can see it's vibrating to the square of 9. So that's what you're looking for. You want that vibration, and you might have to play around with it. Look at the square of 9 from highs, look at it from lows. Also look at the static square of 9, especially the iron cross, north, south, east, west axis. And then also look at the dates that line up. Sometimes it'll bottom at 19 in sync with the fall equinox and then take off and go to 40. So if you have a stock that you're looking at and just watch to see where it lines up on the square of 9, that'll help you out. And I'm sure you'll find it interesting because you'll see a lot of stuff. Remember, we're told that it's a random market, but when you look at the square of 9, you see that it's anything but random. So that's exciting. Watch what happens with the S&P here at 4332. See how we end the day. See how things turn out next week. If you take out 4201 and the 200-day moving average at 4198, yeah, you're probably starting a big move down. So that's what you don't have to necessarily know the future. You just have to know, like if you're crossing a stream, as long as you know where the rocks are in the stream, you won't get wet. But if you don't know where the rocks are, then that's what I consider the square of 9 levels. It just tells you where the rocks are in the stream. Hope this has been helpful. If you like this, register to the website, get a few free reports, see what you think. If you really like it, yeah, maybe try it out for 3 months, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.